Hello, Hayden Barton for the Batman tradition. We are back. I think I'm about 9 days late for another video. No worries though. I'm not giving up yet. I'm not already finished. I just had a lot going on lately. A lot of new job stuff, some extra work gig slash stuff, some acting stuff. Shot a commercial, some pretty crazy, weird but random things I've done over the last couple days. And then I got really sick when I got home, as you might be able to tell if I'm still a little nasally. So that's been really cool. But I thought I would make a quick video because tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, we are in store for something special, I think. And most people, if you're really a fan of a Batman, you know that tomorrow is the release of the Penguin TV show. That's right. That means we're getting our boy Colin Farrell back, some more Matt Reeves verse action, and the whole thing. And I'm excited. And, I'm the last person to really talk about reviews or hold like reviews to anything of weight. But, it is, I think, nice when you see a show get pretty good praise or reception all across the board. It makes you feel better. It makes you feel a little bit less worried, and it seems like that's what this show has gotten so far. Unless you're IGN, that just gave it a 5 out of completely nowhere. I don't know what's going on with that, but it kind of seems like that review's been getting pretty slandered. I don't know. Who knows what they were thinking with that, but I thought I would make this video because I'll be honest, I've kind of come to a point where with movies, games, TVs, even comics, like a lot of those things, as you learn, the more you watch, the more trailers you watch, the more you deep dive, especially with trailers, the more it tends to end up getting spoiled. Because obviously with every trailer, they pretty much show you so much of it now. So with this show, and with a lot of stuff now, I can kind of know within, the first trailer, or even sometimes the first seconds of a preview, that I'll be interested in something. So, and I don't need to be sold anything more on that. So I'll just kind of be like, yeah, I'll watch it, and then kind of forget about it until it comes out. It makes it kind of easier for myself, to be honest. But for this show, obviously, I was going to watch it just because of the world it's set in and the universe. So that was an easy sell. You could have not shown any trailer whatsoever, and I would have watched it, especially because it's Matt Reeves, baby. But I thought since that, so I guess I'll say between what I have seen of the show, I saw the sneak peek that they showed at the Batman re-release, which I'll be honest, like, it was cool. I will say, like, if there was anyone out there who was dying to go to that re-release thinking they might miss out on something really good or juicy from that preview, you didn't. It was interesting, but it wasn't anything like, it was kind of like the same behind the scenes stuff that wow, I am not doing good at this challenge map right now. That it's the kind of same preview stuff they've shown all the time, where it's just some interviews and some, behind the scenes stuff. But it was okay. And then I've watched the first trailer, but other than that, like, I have not watched any of the other trailers, the previews. I know there is some returning characters and some new characters, and a recast for a returning character I think is pretty interesting. But I will pretty much be going into it tomorrow with not, like, knowledge of everything. So this video is basically going to be a bit of what I want to see out of the show, and hopefully I will see, but, we'll see, right? For anyone who's wondering, the recasted returning character I was talking about is Carmine Falcone, which, was a big player in the first film, so you'd think that maybe they wouldn't be counting to have him back or recast, but yeah, now that you can actually see pages online now, but they got Mark Strong to play Carmine Falcone now instead of, man, I cannot remember the actor's name, and I feel bad. He was in The Big Lebowski. I like him. He was awesome. He played Jesus, or Jesus. But they recast him, which some people thought it would just be because of a flashback or maybe something, Mark Strong playing an earlier one, but those actors are only 5 years apart, and what it actually turned out to be is that it was a scheduling conflict to where the original actor just couldn't make it happen, so they recast, which is honestly got to be the worst thing in that business. Like, if you're playing a very iconic character like that probably enjoyed playing, just to be told, hey, we're going to have to recast you because you signed on to do another project, like, that's got to suck, especially for a Batman universe. But what I want out of the show, I think number one, honestly, because kind of a little bit of the taste we got from the film, I just want to see more of the world of Matt Reeves' Gotham and the citizens and how people in that world kind of react and talk about and kind of socialize around the crime and the events of the first film and Batman himself. When you watch that film from the beginning, they definitely have a different outlook on Batman as a character than how they do at the end of it. And so, I would love to see, Oswald and other citizens around that, Gotham City kind of converse with each other in a way of like talking about him, like what they think about him. Maybe we hear some of the criminals or the like people Penguin are associated with are like terrified of him, kind of like the Dark Knight style, where they were all terrified to go out and do anything because he might be out. I would really love to hear just them talk about it, and especially with, I'm going to restart this because this is not boding well for me. I think a lot of the times, every time we've been shown, actually I would say pretty much every time, because I won't say that any film I think has been great about this, is that a lot of the world and Gotham itself is always kind of, very, very shallow, I'll be honest. We don't get to hear, interact, or see a lot of the world. It's usually pretty self-enclosed, which is fine, but in this I would really love to hear, them talk about it. Hey, I want to even hear, like, I think it'd even be cool if they're like, man, did you hear that the Bat got so-and-so, or the Bat was over at this area this time doing this, like, kind of really kind of frighten about them. Two, I would like to know where, after the events of the first film, where Oswald actually stands with his outlook on Batman. Because rewatching the first film especially, you kind of actually get the ideas. They're both kind of, still getting started. But Oswald definitely doesn't hold some sort of super feared or, high regard for Batman, whether it's in a bad or a good way. He really doesn't look at him in someone very, very frightening, I would say, until after the chase scene. After all the shit they go through, which makes sense, and he leaves them tied up, that's when they really kind of, he finally has his moment with him where you could be like, oh yeah, he definitely doesn't like him, like he sees him as a threat now. But if you think about the scene where Carmine Falcone gets shot as they're walking out of the Iceberg Lounge, once again, even after that event, Penguin's there, Batman's right there, and he, honestly, he doesn't even mention and doesn't look at him, he doesn't bat an eye, he's all focused on Carmine Falcone. So at the end of that, I'll be interested to see if he's like, always has that kind of outlook of like, man, we got to look behind, like, always watch our backs. The Bat could be out there. He's always going to be chasing after us, or he's going to be coming after me, or I'm on his radar after these events. Or if he kind of just looks at it like, we don't need to worry about him. He can't be everywhere. He's nothing. Like, it'll be kind of interesting to see, because Penguin's usually in a lot of outlooks of Batman, either Penguin, I would say when they choose to do Penguin as a businessman, Penguin puts on a good enough show to where he just kind of acts as if Batman is, none of his issues because he's a businessman. But then if they do it where he's like a full-on crime boss, he definitely sees Batman as a very, very big issue. So I would like to see that. I would also like to see, truth be told, I know that from what I can tell, there's going to be some sort of dynamic with Penguin and a kid, or some sort of, younger kid that is with him or follows around. I don't even know his name. That's how little I've looked into this beforehand, but I'll be interested to kind of see what kind of dynamic that is, because it's very easy to just think, oh, it's probably like him shadowing a young kid and eventually kind of teaching him like, hey, this is not the life for you. But who knows? That kid might end up having some sort of a big relevance in a future film or a show or something like that. Yeah, who knows? Gosh, sometimes I actually, you watch a lot of videos of people talk and fight and make these gameplay videos. And I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with it right now, but I am getting my ass kicked. It's probably because I'm still a little sick too, so my head's not all there. But next on the list. Now, people probably have their different opinions on this at the moment, because up until a couple weeks ago, everyone was like, oh yeah, Batman's showing up. Like, there's no way, it's rumored Pattinson's going to show up. And I know some people have already watched the show, so they could probably confirm or deny. I'm still holding out that he would show up. But if anything, I would like to hear more banter or more information that we might hear from Penguin or other villains of what Batman's been doing since the first film after the flood. What he's been up to. Even if we don't get to see him, maybe some newspaper clippings, some TV headlines or things like that on the news of like what he's been up to or what we know about him, or even Bruce Wayne. Like, could you imagine, even if they don't show Batman, could you imagine if maybe they showed like a picture of Bruce Wayne or some sort of headline of like, Bruce Wayne finally adopting his more philanthropy style like persona, and you hear they talk about how he's like donating and been out in the like spotlight much lately after the floods, helping Gotham and the community. I think that would be kind of a cool little, some sort of development till the second film. It'd be really wild even. I think this would even be crazy, is like, I've seen a lot of people theorize that, when he kind of, in this next film, if he does kind of adopt the persona a little bit more, he might get a little bit more clean cut, might look a little bit more like the traditional Bruce Wayne, the whole Playboy persona, everything. Even if they just dropped like a picture of Pattinson with like short hair, which I know that sounds like kind of ridiculous, but I think even that with like a clean cut classic Bruce Wayne looking would even like make a lot of people happy. I think that'd be kind of cool. But I think, it just feels good to finally have some content coming out, especially in this world, because I know we've all been starving for it. It's a weird how us as fans, we might have more content for a character than any other character in medium. But, most of us have, like, watched, read, and consumed everything, like, imaginable, like, multiple times, to where, like, as much content as we have, we don't have enough, as random as that sounds. But sometimes I've even thought if there might be some interesting correlation with this show coming out so close to Batman Day as well. If we might get a little bit of news or a sneak peek or something from Matt Reeves as well on Batman Day, because that just seems like a total easy, just lined up for him to just say or mention or announce something. And who knows? I mean, hell, even at the the Hollywood Walk of Fame, the star he's getting, like, who knows? We could even get something fun there. But that's just kind of a little list of some things I'm looking for. Hopefully I'll, like I said, I'm probably going to do a review of each episode after I watch them, like directly right after. I kind of feel like that'll be a little bit more authentic way to review those episodes and my thoughts, instead of just waiting, or, because sometimes they can feel really fake, like reaction videos or reviews like that. So I'll try to get mine out just right after and try to post them. I think that'll be kind of fun. But so, you might have a video out tomorrow, but I hope this was just a little interesting. This was just a little church chat about the show, and kind of, what I think. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below if you guys got anything interesting you want to see or you don't want to see as well. I'm gonna make this one pretty short though, because I'm still kind of sick. My brain's already running out of juice right now. I'm forgetting where I'm going, what I'm doing, what I'm saying. But hopefully by tomorrow I'll be feeling better. But this has been Hayden Barton for the Batman Tradition. Take care.